Last time on Cooking Under Pressure, we introduced the Miracle Berry Diet Cookbook and drove a food truck across the country to demo some sugar-free desserts to Middle America. This time, we are bringing the journey back home to Chicago, only to blast it right back to the past. Our team will explore dishes that play on youth inspiration and drive the development of new forms of healthy junk food. You know, something both kids and parents will love. Stay tuned. I'm Homaro Cantu.
And I'm Trevor Rose-Hamblin.
Together we run one of the world's most creative restaurants. To stay ahead of the game, every 6 weeks our menu changes.
And it always comes down to the wire. Can our staff keep up?
We are all cooking under pressure. All right, kids, we're gonna do the Miracle Berry demo. Who's excited? Yeah! Woo! Yeah, do it, dude. Miracle Berry powder. So we're going to my daughter's school. It's career day, so people who have a career walk in and talk to the kids. But what I like to do is I always like to give them something to eat, something innovative. It could be carbonated fruit. It could be edible paper, something different, so that way they can do an experiment at home. So Miracle Berries make sour things taste as sweet as candy. I'm Mr. Cantu, and what I do is I make sour things taste sweet. That's my job, and I'm a chef. What we're gonna do today is we're gonna take something that doesn't taste good and we're gonna make it taste like sweet lemonade. You ready? Okay, does everybody have a lemon? I want you to lick your lemon. Don't bite it, just lick it. What does it taste like? Sour. You see this little bag? I want you to open it. When everybody has it open, I want you to raise your hand. Okay, now, here's what you're gonna do, okay? You're gonna take the baggie, and you're gonna shake it all over your tongue. Yeah. Make sure you squeeze it all out of there on your tongue. Your lemon will now taste like lemonade, so I want you to lick your lemon.
Okay, come here,
Tastes like lemonade? Okay, wait, listen. I'm gonna leave you guys with one project. You know what that is? You're gonna ask your teachers really nicely to take you on a field trip to my restaurant, and I'm gonna serve you a whole 3-course dessert menu with no sugar.
Today we're going to take the kids on a little field trip of the firehouse, and one of the firemen is going to lead us on the tour.
This house is over 100 years old. It's so old that they used to actually have horses that took out the fire engine.
Right now I'm just getting my poaching liquid ready for my broccoli. I'm going to be doing a broccoli ice cream with a little bit of mint, because these kids, you know, they don't get enough nutrients because they don't want to eat their vegetables, so we're going to try and make their vegetables taste good. A little bit of mint and lemon. Omar working on some waffles and chicken.
Okay, first thing I gotta do is get my chicken braising. We've got an hour to get this thing done, and to properly braise a chicken thigh takes at least an hour, so we gotta get this on ASAP. You guys have a flame or a fire, because this doesn't light. I know you guys are putting out fires all day, but you know, if you could help us out here and start a fire, that would be great. Thanks. We're gonna get these braising. So what we're doing here is we're taking our chickens, they've been salted, they're gonna actually brown, and browning in the protein process is called the Maillard reaction. Maillard reaction is where animal proteins contain small amounts of sugar. Those sugars are then gonna brown, but these sugars are okay because they come from animals, and it's not really a refined product.
This is a little bit of lemon juice for our poaching liquid for the broccoli. Essentially, when we poach this, we want it to be really highly acidulated, so that the Miracle Berry tastes quite sweet. So we can get that all the nutrients of the broccoli into the kids. That would have been knowing that it's broccoli. So it's gonna basically taste like a mint ice cream by the time we're done.
Okay, so what we want to do here is just add some broth to this, get it in a pot. We're gonna throw it in the oven for about 45 minutes. All of that connective tissue in the chicken thigh is gonna break down through the slower cooking process, marry all the flavors, and when it comes out, what we're gonna do is just sear it on the griddle just to give it a little crispiness. That'll go really nicely with our waffles. Our waffles are gonna be sourdough waffles. So when you eat the Miracle Berry and you eat the waffles, they're gonna taste sweet. And we're gonna make a quick little sauce that'll kind of look like a syrup, but it's actually just cornstarch, vinegar, and water. So we'll drizzle that over the chicken and waffles. People will think that it's a syrup, but on the Miracle Berry, all they're eating is vinegar, water, cornstarch, which will then taste sweet, kind of like an apple cider syrup.
I got the broccoli poaching. I've got the base anglaise, I guess you could call it.
We want to thicken the anglaise or ice cream base to where it's like a thick custard, and it'll essentially coat the back of the spoon, which is kind of where it's at right now. We're just about there.
These are my carrots that have just been poached off. I'm gonna puree them with a little bit of pomegranate juice so we can get that sweetness without having to add any sugar to it. And this is gonna be for our broccoli ice cream. That way we can have our broccoli and carrots in one fell swoop.
So kids, we got a couple dishes that Chef Cantu and Chef Hamblin made from the Miracle Berry Diet Cookbook. Who's excited to try them? Excited?
What would make today a successful day is if our kids thought that they were eating a dessert and they thought that the chicken and waffles tasted like chicken and waffles. I mean, you could try all day telling your kids the health benefits of working out and, you know, taking vitamin supplements and eliminating sugar, but they don't really care. They're kids and they're not supposed to care. They're supposed to just have fun. It's our job to innovate new products, better ways to eat for them. Sugar's a big problem in the world today. And what we're gonna show you is how you can eat all the sweets you want. You can eat all the desserts you want. And it's actually healthy for you. You ready for that move? Okay, so just dig in, guys. Enjoy your lunch. How's it taste? Tastes sweet? Who likes it when things taste sweet? Raise your hand. We're actually gonna make you guys a dessert, okay?
Yes!
Who's ready for that?
Me!
So here's the deal. We're gonna give your kids a dessert. That dessert is gonna contain broccoli, carrots, and spinach, all right? Except they're not gonna know that. They think they're eating ice cream with some sort of sauce. You ready? But it's gonna get the kids to eat their vegetables. In theory, it may not work, so we'll see. Is it good? You like it? What we have here is a broccoli ice cream with spinach cheesecake and a carrot sauce. Who's really excited about that? Doesn't that sound great? All right, well, kids, I want to thank you for coming today. It's been a pleasure. So we got a lot more work to do, and what we're gonna try and do is fix these desserts by the time you come back to Moto, and hopefully we're gonna get them to taste really delicious.
So for this course, we have a dessert that's healthy for kids, but delicious for adults. We're using broccoli, carrots, and chocolate to make something that's delicious and elegant here at the restaurant, but but that we can serve to children, and that's a lot better than what Trevor made at the firehouse. First, we're going to start with the ice cream, which we're putting broccoli puree, but it's going to taste like almond ice cream, but be green.
Take a bite of the ice cream, that's the green thing. Take a bite of that ice cream and tell me how it tastes. All right, who thinks that dessert tastes really good? All right, Vince, what's in that dessert, buddy?
So there's a chocolate sauce, coconut cookie, toasted coconuts, almonds, and a broccoli almond ice cream. So there you go.
We just got you to eat your broccoli, kids.
It's sweet. How sweet is it?
Going on. So here we got a dish. It's basically a take on the chicken and waffles. I mean, what we did for the kids and at the firehouse was great, but here at Ing we got to kind of bump things up a little bit, make it a little more fun, a little more interactive. And so here I've taken some duck legs and we've seasoned them. We're searing them off just nice and slow. We just want to brown these up. So these are done. Here we have our duck pave. So we basically took our duck legs, picked all the meat, pressed it, squeezed out a lot of the fat, and we're left with these really solid pieces of pork tender duck. For this, we're going to actually dip it in a little bit of buttermilk. We'll dip it in the buttermilk, then we'll dip it in the flour, and bam. We're going to do 11 herbs and spices on this, and we're going to put it into a form that I kind of would have wanted when I was like, say, 7 or 8 years old, to kind of play with your food, little science experiment. Black pepper, cayenne, caraway, allspice, onion powder, nutmeg, paprika, white pepper, sage, thyme and oregano, bay leaf. We're gonna basically pulverize that. Now we're just gonna take some all-purpose flour. We're gonna add about half of this. We're gonna save the rest for the Kentucky Fried Whipped Cream. It's like the Colonel's secret recipe. So we're gonna make some Kentucky Fried Whipped Cream. A lot of people like ice cream on their waffles, but I prefer whipped cream because it's a little lighter. So we have the spice mixture here. We have a little bit of heavy cream, and now we're just gonna whip it. What we're gonna make now is a maple syrup for our chicken and waffles. This is going to be a flavor tripping chicken and waffles, so it's going to be void of sugar. So when they take the Miracle Berry, all this is going to taste sweet. So we have some apple cider vinegar, and we have some yuzu. Yuzu is a Japanese citrus fruit. It's really tart. Some bay leaves, and then we have some green cardamom right here. I'm going to add a little rosemary and thyme to this. Right here I have some cornstarch, which we're going to thicken this with, which will give it the texture of syrup. And then the last ingredient that I'm going to add here is going to be a little bit of turmeric. So we're making a slight variation on hash browns. So we have these potatoes, we're going to soak them in ice water, and then we're going to crisp them up. So here we have an overnight waffle batter. It's nice and yeasty, it's fermenting, nice and soured. The diner, when they eat with these, they're going to get a really intense, herbaceous experience. We're going to do rosemary in one, and then thyme in the other. Right here I have a little bit of lemon juice and olive oil and some tangerine lace that we have from our farm. So we're just going to dress this around. So now we just want the guests to kind of play with their food a little bit. So you can take the cream, put it in the beaker, squirt in the maple syrup, mix it around, then drizzle it all over their dish.
What you have here is called the fried chicken and waffles, but it's actually fried duck. This is actually based off of Chef Homaro Cantu's childhood. Since the theme is Wonder Years, kind of going back and revisiting some of the cooks and chefs in the kitchen, what they liked to eat when they were growing up.
It's easy to eat a lot of the same kind of foods day in and day out, and have the flashback to what you ate as a kid is great. It's fun, and then I like the Miracle Berry, that it tastes one way when you start, and then it tastes different 2 minutes later, and it's interesting. It tricks your mind. And I like it.
It feels like the imaginary cooking that you do when you're a kid, like when you're making all kinds of weird combinations out of stuff in the kitchen and saying, wouldn't it be weird to use scientist syringes, or what if you were able to latch this onto your fork or something along those lines. It's playing with your food. It's fun.
Go along with the theme of Wonder Years. As children, there were a lot of vegetables and whatnot that we detested, and so we decided to take it and give it a little bit of a spin. So the flavor profile of this is meant to resemble a candy bar.
I'm really impressed, actually. I was really weary of the broccoli ice cream, and I wasn't sure at first, but after mixing it with the almonds and the chocolate, it's really, really good. Especially, I'm in love with these macaroons. They're awesome.
I have a brother who's 12, and I think if I had him try this, he'd be very hesitant, but I think he'd really like it.
Oh yeah, he would, for sure.
He wouldn't hesitate after one bite of it, that's for sure.
The thing is, when you're younger, there's some vegetables that you didn't want to eat, so we took specific vegetables and put them into a dessert format.
If you didn't tell me there was broccoli in here, I wouldn't know there was broccoli in here.
I have 2 kids, a 7 and a 4-year-old. They would have no clue.
If they could have dessert every night when they were really getting their vegetables, we'd be in good shape.
Right.
Trevor, this has been an amazing learning experience.
Yes.
Especially with the horrible presentation that you had at the firehouse.
That was a little embarrassing, absolutely. But you know what, though? I'm really excited about the new menu, and I think it's awesome that we get to bring a little bit of our childhood into the restaurant and bring that next level of service, but we can still have fun with it,
Yeah, the thing about being a kid is you don't really have a care in the world, and you shouldn't really have to think about, sugar and fat and, triglycerides and all that stuff. It's really just about having fun. And so with this menu, it's really exciting because we're going to see a lot of kids in the restaurant just having fun.
Yeah, that, and the parents don't have to worry either. I mean, how much do you worry about your kids and what they eat? Now, when we're creating a menu like this, the parents don't have to worry. we're giving them all the things that the kids love, and the parents are happy too because they don't have to worry about what their kids are putting into their bodies, you know?
That's right. Cool.
Absolutely.
It's all about just having a good time.
Exactly.